Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. You know, I've been trying to answer a lot of questions that came into me when I asked for questions a while back that I haven't gotten to yet. So today I'm going to continue with that, and I'm going to answer another question that has come up in the live chat again recently. And it's basically people asking me, why have striker-fired polymer guns pretty much come to dominate the gun market nowadays? If you pay attention, if you go to a gun shop, it seems like most of the guns in the case are striker-fired polymer guns. That just seems to be the trend. And people ask me, well, why have they taken over? Is it because they're so much cheaper to make? Are they so much better? What is it? Well, there's actually a lot of factors here to look at. If you go back to when I was younger, the most popular guns were big heavy metal guns. You know, Smith & Wesson 29s, Browning high powers, Sig Sauers, you know, all these guns, these big heavy metal guns. The Smith & Wesson 645 comes to mind. That was just the trend in guns. Because back then, if you had a gun like that, a handgun, you wanted weight to reduce recoil because where you used it more than anywhere else is at the range. Or you carried one as part of your duty weapons. You carried it, you know, because of your job. So that's what they were making guns for. People who had guns for home defense, for the range, for work. You know, if they were armed security or police or military. That's why they were designing guns the way they were designing them. And plus, you know, the technology at the time, that's what it lended itself to. And that's what was popular. But then, around, I would say, the mid-'80s to the early '90s, there started to be an explosion in concealed carry in this country. A lot of people are under the mistaken conception that, oh, back in the 60s everyone carried, or the 70s everyone carried. I guarantee you not even a fraction of the number of people that carry today carried back then. It just wasn't common. Wasn't something people did. They had the right to, and no one told them they didn't really in most places, but in some places there were some pretty restrictive rules. That started changing in the 80s and the early 90s, even up to the 2000s, where we've gotten to where almost every state in the union now is a shall issue state. So really been a lot of change in what people use guns for. And in the 80s, about the same time, things like the Glock 17 started coming along and being really popular. And they were different. They were striker fired. They were polymer. So they were perfect for carry because they didn't have as much going on at the back to hook up on your shirt or your belt or whatever when you drew your weapon. They were smoother, cleaner. In fact, that was a big selling point of a lot of the striker fired, is that they were such a smooth, clean design. They were also reliable. Glocks were very reliable, so they had a, really good selling point there. But also, other manufacturers saw that Glock was doing this, and they started making guns like Smith & Wesson with the Sigma, which was something they got told quit making because they basically just copied the Glock and its popularity. But then they started making things like M&Ps, etc. And most every manufacturer now has polymer striker-fired guns. It's something, even CZ has them. Even Beretta makes them. It's surprising now, but to someone back from the 70s, that they're so popular now. But it hasn't got anything to do really with are they better than metal guns. In fact, they're worse than metal guns in most ways. Striker fired mechanically is not as sound as hammer fired, period. But it's good enough, and it's inexpensive, and it allows the gun to be very sleek. So it became very popular when guns started being carried more. Same thing with polymer. A metal gun is going to last longer. It's just the reality of it. Polymer breaks down over time. Not in your lifetime, probably. But still, it's the reality of polymer. It breaks easier. It's just, wears out. That's a big problem I had with polymers when I first started making guns was the pins wobbling loose. So they had to improve the quality of polymer over time, which they have done. But polymer came with some problems at first, but it was perfect for carry. It really reduced the weight of a gun. I mean, you don't know heavy unless you've carried, like I said, a Smith & Wesson 645 in a shoulder holster all day. It gets heavy. Or a 29 in a shoulder holster all day. It gets very heavy. Or even in a hip holster, pulling your pants up all day. These lightweight guns were a boon for people who were carrying, and that was now the new market. The biggest market, I think now, other than sports shooting, which is mostly long guns, the biggest market for handguns is probably concealed carry. And makers that are famous for revolvers like Smith & Wesson, they don't even make revolvers all that much anymore. They really reduced the amount of time they spend making revolvers and geared all of their time and efforts towards the quick selling, easy to carry polymer striker fired pistols. That's why they're so popular now. It's because the market changed. The market became a market of people that were carrying these guns daily. So the smooth, sleek design of the striker fired and the lightweight of the polymer became very desirable. And since it sells very well, it's the way to go. Like Smith & Wesson, if they made 100 M&Ps today, chances are they'll sell 100 M&Ps today because a lot of people are out there looking for carry guns. If they made 100 Smith & Wesson 629s, chances are they'd sell 10 of them today because there's not as many people looking for a good heavyweight revolver to go hunting or take to the shooting range or whatever. There's more of a market for the carry gun, so they devote their time to them. And that's why polymer striker fired guns are such a dominant force in the market today. It's because people want guns they can carry. Not just keep at home or take to the range or any of that stuff or carry while they're on duty. They want a gun that can be part of their everyday life. And like I said, the sleek design and the lightweight of the striker-fired polymer guns, they suited that market perfectly. All right, everybody, before I go, I want to remind everyone that we are doing Toy Guns for Tots 2022 right now. If you want to donate, please go over to tymppistolproject.com. There's a link in the upper corner of this video. You can just click and go right over there. Once you get there, there's a very clear section there that tells you what Toy Guns for Tots is all about, shows some pictures of previous years, and has a very clearly marked spot there to donate. So if you want to donate, please go over and do so. A little quick story about what Toy Guns for Tots is. A lot of the organizations that provide toys to disadvantaged children, children in foster care, poor kids, etc., they won't purchase toy guns when kids ask for them. They end up getting shoes or shirts or something. So we step in and we fill that vacancy there. We buy all the toy guns and we provide it to the people who distribute the toys to the children. And they give the kids the guns on Christmas. The big hoity-toity collection agencies, or I don't know what to call them, organizations that raise money for this, who profit greatly off of it, while we don't make a penny off of it. They have their high morals and they won't buy guns. We do that. We step in and do it, and we make the kids happy. So if you want to make a kid happy this year, please go over and participate. And not only are you making a kid who wants a toy gun happy, you might be creating a future Second Amendment supporter, because I think we can all remember how much fun we had with our toy guns when we were kids and the lessons we learned with them. You learn to be responsible. You learn target practice with your dart guns. You learn all kinds of things with your toy guns. You actually develop a mindset of understanding what guns are about. So we want to foster that in the young community these days. So we step up, we buy the pistols, the toy guns, and we have them distributed, not just here locally, but they go everywhere because they're networked. These organizations that distribute stuff, like I've said, places like Washington where there's a lot of disposable income, you end up meeting 250% of the need. Well, they don't throw 150% away. They ship it off to other areas. So it helps kids everywhere. So if you want to participate, please do. Go on over, give what you can. Please be generous. This is for the children, and it's not only for the children today that want toy guns, it's also for the future of the Second Amendment community, which these kids might grow up to be a major part of. And with that being said, I am out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I hope you come to the live chat tonight. We do live chats every night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Except for Monday and Wednesday, where they are at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So come on over, join in on the conversation. We try to have fun and not take ourselves too seriously, but we do deal with some serious topics also. So come on over. Until then, I hope to see you all again tomorrow. And until then, I want to remind everyone out there to always carry and stay safe until I see you again. I started where we take up a collection and then we go buy Go Abaya. Practice with your little BB guns and dart guns. You know, you learned it. 2022. This is our 5th year of clear place there where you can read the story of TYM Triple P. Not youth or disadvantaged youth. You know, like homeless kids. We are still doing not still, we just started. We decided we'll step in and fill that. Good Lord, fill what? All right, everybody, before I go, I want to remind everyone out there that we have started